All right, welcome everybody to BS Legend of Zelda. In the booth with me, I have my commentator TGH.
Hello, I'm the commentator boy.
And we're gonna.
How's everyone?
We are gonna show you a very obscure title. It's called BS Legend of Zelda. I was actually supposed to show this yesterday, but I was having some nice internet blues.
Yeah.
So we had to reschedule, but we are going to show it off today. So yeah, this is a very obscure title. It was released on this Teleview in Japan only, and it was released over the radio waves, like the satellite waves, and you could only run 2 dungeons a week for 4 weeks total. And then at the end of the 4th week, you could then fight Ganon and complete the game. But with the help of, science and the internet, we have crafted a full version of the game, and we're able to actually play through it without any kind of time constraints. So I'm going to go ahead and reset it, and we're going to get started here. This is actually a glitchless run, which is pretty cool. But yeah. We'll give the timer to count us down 5 seconds each.
Sure. All right. Let's start on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so the game starts off and it just kind of automatically walks us into the first cave where we meet a very familiar face with an iconic message. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And we're going to grab the wooden sword. This.
Okay, so right away you'll pretty much notice the similarities between this game and Zelda 1. The world map is very similar, but also very different. Everything is kind of in different places, but has a similar it has a similar aura about it to the original map. You can only move in cardinal directions, but there are improvements as well to the movement system. It'll actually correct you on corners and stuff. The grid system just works generally a lot better in this game than it does in Zelda 1. It fixes a lot of the issues that had, but we're going to enter level 1 here after getting the 45 rupees in that cave to the northeast of level 1. We're going to kill these keys.
Just to kind of piggyback off what T was saying, so the corner correcting, we actually kind of abuse that mechanic because it pushes you pixels to the side, which kind of shaves off a few frames each time you do it. So you'll see me kind of push it against a lot of the corners just to save some frames here, because that's what we like to do. We like to save frames.
Yeah, you'll also notice as well that before Ice came into level 1, he killed 2 blue Octoroks and one of them dropped a bomb. In the original Zelda 1, there existed something called bomb forcing, where if you killed 10 enemies and killed the 10th enemy without taking damage with a bomb, you could get a forced bomb drop, provided that enemy could drop a bomb. In this game, that doesn't exist, but instead we get a super increased chance of random bomb drops from certain enemies. Drop tables work similarly, but the chances of the drops are dramatically increased,
which makes it a lot nicer to run.
Sorry.
You're fine.
I'm on a slight delay, so Ice probably got that 10 seconds ago, but that's fine.
So unlucky there. We got a double fairy. I was hoping for a double bomb, but we should be fine. There is a backup bomb coming up in a orange Gorilla room in the top left corner of the dungeon that we can pick up if we need to, which I will.
Another interesting thing about this game is that once Ice actually gets more than one item, you'll notice that if you've ever played Link to the Past Randomizer with quick swap items on, which I know this is being broadcasted on SpeedGaming, so I know at least some of you have played Link to the Past Randomizer. But this game actually has quick swap menuing. I'm sorry?
What is Link to the Past? Rando? Never heard of that.
Neither have I. Anyway, So you can actually use the L and R buttons on the SNES controller to actually switch between items in your menu.
To answer a question,
so you don't
in
have
chat,
to bring up the pause menu.
So to answer a question in chat, no, block clipping and screen scrolling are not available in this version. If they are, we haven't found it. So we're immediately just going to rush to level 2 after we finish level 1. The overworld is a lot smaller than the Zelda 1 overworld. It's a little bit more compact, but there's a lot of stuff that's blocked. So we do the dungeons in kind of like a traditional order. So after this, after we beat Dungeon 2, it unlocks the ability to purchase the blue candle, which is going to unlock our pathway to Dungeon 3. But we're just gonna go through Dungeon 2 here. We're gonna skip out the only item because all it is the boomerang, which we don't need. And we
get a way better one later.
Yeah, you get a pretty sweet boomerang later on.
To answer a question in chat, by the way, yes, BS does stand for something, but we actually cannot say it on the air. It is it's not PG. So no, I'm kidding. It stands for Broadcast Satellaview, which is actually the platform that this was released on.
Oh, I thought it was bologna sandwich. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm a little hungry.
Yeah, that is the platform it was released on. Indeed, yes.
Yeah,
1995 on the bologna sandwich.
Such weird consoles back in the day. The Nintendo bologna sandwich. Licensed by Sony. All right, so we're gonna come here.
Yep.
We're gonna pick up the blue candle, and this is gonna be our first moment where we just use the L and R swap for items here.
Yeah, now that we have the candle, we can actually access the western part of the world over here. We can burn down these trees.
And yes, one fire burns down 3 bushes in that specific instance.
Yeah, it's a little bit more powerful than the Zelda 1 candle.
All right, so we're kind of fishing for a bomb here, which we get.
Yeah, these blue moblins do have a chance to drop a bomb.
All right, so
you have 8 bombs anyway, so.
Oh, I picked up a bomb. In this run, we do abuse deaths here. There is actually 2 death abuses that we abuse in this run, and one of them is going to be in Dungeon 3, just because it saves roughly about 40 seconds to take a death abuse, as opposed to like walking back through the front of the dungeon. Because we're trying to go fast, and by going fast means we just have to die.
Makes sense.
So now we're gonna die by fire. All right, so it spawns us back at the front of the dungeon.
Streamer died. Everyone panic.
Everybody panic. The run's over. So yeah, it spawns us at the front of the dungeon, so we don't have to walk back. That's an unlucky walk. And now we're gonna go to the right side of Dungeon 3, where we're gonna go into this room. We're gonna look at this really nice looking conspicuous arrow of money. I'm not gonna question it. We're gonna try and kill as many keys as we can in that room, just because. And then we're gonna make our way over to the part of the dungeon that leads to Manhandla, our favorite boss from Zelda 1.
Oh boy.
For those who have played Zelda 1, I have to be careful here. For those who have played Zelda 1, you may recognize this boss. Okay, we're fine.
Nice, good fairy.
I hear growling coming from the next room. Oh, sorry, that was my stomach.
Sorry, that's just my stomach.
From being able to play this on the Nintendo bologna sandwich.
Well, wouldn't that relieve the grumbling?
No, because I'm playing on the sandwich. I'm not eating it.
Oh, you're not eating it. Oh. I knew we were doing it wrong this whole time.
Alright, so our favorite enemies in the game here, we call them the Dark Nuts. I might actually see, I think... Nope, no bomb. Alright, we gotta hope that we don't get, you know, bad RNG from Manhandla here. Nope, we're fine.
Oh yeah, he's nice straight cardinal movement.
Oh yeah.
I wish he'd do that in Zelda 1.
This game is just so much better at movement than Zelda 1. Not to bash on Zelda 1. Zelda 1 is still a great
really
game.
Is. Yeah, it's not as much like it's bad. It's just it's a little bit primitive for current times, and this like fixes a lot of the issues that the original had with the movement grid.
So just to note, I knew my bomb drop was there because of that 5 rupee drop from the red Dark Nut. So I knew that if I killed a blue Octorok on the a blue Moblin on the overworld, that I would have a chance at a bomb. With that 5 rupee drop, I know that the table is 5 rupee, bomb, heart, bomb. So I was able, or not, I'm sorry, not heart. It was 5 rupee, bomb, 1 rupee, bomb. So I was able to get a max refill on my bombs there.
Yeah, so we just got that 100 secret, by the way. That's gonna help us buy keys later. But we'll get to that when we come to it.
And a very familiar item.
Oh yeah, the bait as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the bait. Yep.
So yeah, we're gonna make our way through Dungeon 4. Dungeon 4 actually is going to have a slightly different item than what we're familiar with the Zelda 1 title. The dungeon items are slightly mixed up. I think the only thing that we see differently is that fact that Dungeon 4 and Dungeon 5 have... Well, that's just unlucky. Dungeon 4 and Dungeon 5 have swapped items. So now Dungeon 5 has the ladder and Dungeon 4 has the flute. We gotta be careful here because likes actually do 2 hearts of damage in this game, which is very dangerous.
Yeah, the flute is a very useful item for travel in this game.
And the
works
mechanics,
just like it does in Zelda 1.
Mechanics are slightly different than Zelda 1. So instead of whatever direction you play the flute on the overworld, it adds 1 or 2 to the counter. It's whatever direction you're facing when the flute picks you up, or like when the whirlwind picks you up. So if you're facing right when the whirlwind picks you up, it puts the counter up 1. If you're facing down, it drops the counter 1. Alright, so we're gonna make our way. We have a couple more rooms here. We're gonna pull out the flute here. We're gonna play to get rid of these pulse voices. And then we're gonna place a bomb, play the flute, and then place another bomb. Just gotta be careful here.
Yeah, Dig Dogger is kind of scary.
And that was Dig Dogger. Easy game.
Nice. And that is level 4. So from here, we're just going to go buy the bait. Or the meat.
There's just a very convenient shop 1 screen to the left of level 4. That's exactly what we were looking for. I do want to enter level 5 with a good portion of bombs. We are going to purchase a bomb upgrade in level 4, or level 5. That's going to maximize our bombs because we have to do a fight. We have to fight a Dodongo, or a 3-pack of Dodongos. And in this game, you can't smoke Dodongos like you can in Zelda 1. So we do have to double bomb them in order to take them out.
Yeah, in addition to that, like there's an easy-ish way to actually just force a bomb on the dongos 100% of the time. That does not exist in this game either.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate.
So yeah, having the extra bombs is very useful.
All right, so Dungeon 5 is probably one of the longest dungeons, I think. Even with the death abuse, it's still one of the longest dungeons just because of how large this dungeon is. Oh, we got the right movement there. That's not good. But we are going to take a death abuse in this dungeon. Come in here, steal this key. We're going to leave. And then we're going to make our way over to the front half of the dungeon, and then we're just going to go straight north. Sometimes you get clipped into like the door frame if you take damage while trying to enter a door. It's pretty funny. Got some bad Wizrobe spawns. It's okay. And here we got our favorite guy. My stomach grumbles. So we're just gonna slap. We're just gonna slap the meat right on the guy.
I love how in Zelda 1, it's like actually a Goriah that wants, that needs the meat. In this game, it's just a guy.
Yep.
Something about that is really funny.
Come back.
It's like, what is this guy doing here? What is this guy doing in this dungeon, hungry? Like, and where does he go when you feed him? He just like disappears. He disintegrates. That was his last meal.
Buyer's remorse on the meal? I don't know.
He's like, wow, this meal sucked. I'm just gonna go.
I'm just gonna vanish. Oh, I should be taking damage here. That should be good enough. All right, so we're gonna death abuse at the ladder here. That's gonna bring us back to the front of the dungeon. That's gonna prevent us from needing to clear out that room of Gibdos and clearing out that room of blue dark nuts again. Now I just need one of these. Please. We're just gonna use one of those keys as a platform. No problem.
Nice.
Nice walk here. Wow. Beautiful. Could I get some better RNG there? Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna head back up north. We're gonna pass through. Shoutouts to the Grumble NPC. No longer there. Sent to the Shadow Realm due to a stack of meat. And now we're gonna head left and go south. So the boss of this dungeon is a very familiar face. If you've played through Zelda 1, you may recognize the boss of this dungeon. And it's probably one of the most dangerous enemies in the game.
In this game, he's kind of a joke, though. Like, you'll see. Like, he was a force to be reckoned with in Zelda 1, and they just kind of... They limited his mobility quite a bit, so that he only moves up and down, as opposed to, like, in any direction that he wants. So the fight just kind of becomes like stand there and swing your sword over and over, and it's over. You'll see. He's coming up on us soon.
This is just not a good Gibdo pattern, Jesus. Alright, so we're on a heart. Pretty close to a bomb drop here. Alright, so we know with the 5 rupee being there, we should be on a bomb, but I'm going to save my bombs because I do not want to have bomb blue. ring around the room, okay. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sight. All right, so this is Patra. But this Patra is crippled. Unfortunately, this Patra can only move up and down. So you just stand out of range and you just stab the orbitals. Takes 11 hits to kill the Patra head. And then that Patra is gone.
Nice avoidance of the heart there. That was the hardest part of the fight.
Oh yeah. By the way, this game is it's a standalone. Link doesn't even exist in this game. Link didn't even get showcase time. This is a Zelda title, like a true Zelda title. So if you were looking for Link, if you're looking for Link, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah, you have the option to play as a boy. However, the boy is not Link.
So all right, there is a mechanic that we kind of didn't even explain here. So as this game progresses, when you collect each time you collect a Triforce, it unlocks another section of the game. And after we collect the 5th Triforce, the game now has a flag in place that puts all the shops at half price. So we're gonna now take this time and we're gonna go buy. We buy 2 keys, and the reason that we buy 2 keys is we're gonna go through Dungeon 6, and instead of going north in Dungeon 6 to go grab a couple of keys to finish the dungeon, with the purchase of those 2 keys, we're just gonna walk through the dungeon and just immediately go fight the boss. No questions asked. So we're gonna pick up the arrows here, and the arrows are gonna be used for a specific boss that you may be familiar with. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, once we grab the 6th Triforce, you're gonna get a nice little beautiful cutscene kind of deal that you may even recognize, but you may not. Oh dear. My bomb situation is looking pretty grim right now. Alright, so in Dungeon 6, where it's just you walk up 2 screens, then walk to the right, and then go south. And then bam, you're done.
Yeah, so there are different effects that that completing each of like the late level dungeons has on the game. So like for instance, completing level 5 made all the items in the shops half price. Completing level 6 gives you an item, actually. And
which
that
saves
item,
us a bit of time in the 100% run, which is really nice.
Yeah. That item is known as the Mighty Boomerang. And God, is it actually mighty. It lives up to its name, for sure.
Okay, we want that. That is why I was killing those Gibdos.
Nice.
Reason we want bombs is because Dungeon 8 is pretty miserable if you don't have bombs.
Can you not shoot items with arrows in this game and pick them up?
No, unfortunately not.
That sucks. Yeah, you can do that in Zelda 1.
Alright, here's our fancy cutscene. So we just acquired an item called the Mighty Boomerang.
The banana.
The Mighty Boomerang is it's definitely mighty. And I just went the wrong direction. Nice. Nice, I meant to press right. But I didn't. So now we have to do it a second time.
Yeah, and I think we'll see right away.
Just to fix my counts here. That's just to fix my count. I need my count on 2. So in this game, or in the original Zelda 1, you needed a total of 12 heart containers to pick up the magical sword. In this game, you can pick up the magical sword with 3. That's the Mighty Boomerang, by the way. It pierces enemies right through the entire screen. Does not care. It even hurts Wizrobes.
It just obliterated that Lionel.
Alright, so we picked up the Master Sword, not to be confused with the Magical Sword, because there was nothing magical about that sword. Now, the Master Sword, now that's a magical sword.
It actually is very similar to the Boomerang in LADX, yes. Or Link's Awakening. Not Link's Awakening Switch, but Link's Awakening DX.
God, the Boomerang in
original.
the Boomerang in LAS was just awful.
Disappointing. Same thing with the Magic Rod. They nerfed a bunch of items for that remake. Because I think they realized how OP, like...
I mean, you just
some
throw
of the
the
items were,
boomerang,
and
you just throw
just
the
like, we need to
boomerang and
fix
just
this.
ride the rooster, and then you're just like, hey, insta-kill everything, bye. Alright, so we picked up the power bracelet for one reason, and it's just to push that rock. The power bracelet is now a useless item. And now we're gonna do dungeons out of order. But before we move on with Dungeon 8, we're gonna push this block here, and we're gonna acquire TGH's favorite weapon in the game.
Please, please, don't remind me about this.
Just for some context, when Tej first played this game, he got the hint for the silvers, and the hint is those next door can show you to the arrow. And then in the next room, you have a room full of wall masters. So he was like, okay, and he gets grabbed by the wall master, thinking it's gonna bring him to, you know, like an arrow or something. Well, it brought him to the front of the dungeon, and he just sat there, just staring at the screen, confused. Didn't know what to think.
What pisses me off, okay, is that I knew what it was saying. I got the hint. I was smart. And when I went to the front of the dungeon, I was like, wait a minute. I've been rused.
Finally,
but as it turned out,
like
I was still dumb.
Finally, like 40 minutes later, he decides to go back to the front of the dungeon. He starts pushing all the blocks, and then he finds the block with the silver arrow.
I was so mad. I was so mad.
Was he mad?
And for what it's worth, I don't speedrun this game. I've only played it once casually, but I do know, like, you know, I know things about the run because Isa showed me, and I'm happy to be commentating.
We're in a bad spot here.
Oh boy. It's okay, you got this.
I'm actually going to reset the room just because I want to get the free hits. No. This is what happens when you don't pick up the safety potion. Nope. I don't like the spawn. I don't like how they're moving. Seriously?
Got this.
I'm picking up this heart container
Nice.
just for safety for Ganon. That was a little sus.
Completely fair. That was a hard-earned fight.
Alright, so now you may notice that our bomb count is a little different. I now have infinite bombs, so grabbing the 7th Triforce in the game grants Zelda infinite bombs. Is it overpowered? Maybe. But, you know,
Maybe.
we like being a little overpowered, right? Just like
Who
the
doesn't?
Mighty Boomerang. Alright, so now we're gonna go do the final dungeon of the game. This is Dungeon 7. we're just gonna rush straight to the boss because that's all we need to do in this dungeon. The item in this dungeon is the red candle. We don't need that. It's completely useless to us. But we are gonna utilize these really sweet infinite bombs we have. Just because they have blast damage.
I take a look at so many of like the added features in this compared to Zelda 1, and all I can think of is, why is this not in Zelda 1? Infinite bombs would be so nice in Zelda 1.
Would it?
So would infinite beams, which, by the way, we get after.
Wow! Spoiler alert! Jeez.
Or do we already have them?
No,
I mean,
you
sorry.
get them at the end of this
We're
dungeon.
on a speedrun stream. We're on a speedrun stream.
Yeah, we're on a
Mr.
speedrun
Speedrunner?
stream, not a spoiler stream.
This.
So we're just gonna spam bombs. Cause why not? Heck that Manhandla. Alright, so we're gonna fight the third Aquamentus of the game here. Because you know, we haven't seen enough of Aquamentus.
Yeah, the Aquamentus in this dungeon is actually like super beefy and does how many hearts of damage is it? 3?
Two.
Or 4?
2.
2. Sorry, I was double wrong.
Yeah,
Nice.
This Aquamentus is a tank. Takes six slashes with the Master Sword, and he does 2 hearts of damage. So yeah, pretty nasty. All right, so we're gonna head over back to start. The game doesn't tell you anything like that, but if you explore the world map enough, you just kind of figure out, hey, I don't know where to go. So we're just gonna go back home, and we're gonna go visit the old man, see if the old man can give us a hint. You also may notice I'm missing a heart here, but we still have sword beams.
Yep.
What's up with that?
I'm so sorry for spoiling the content, by the way.
I would tell you what's up with that, but
mean to.
my wonderful co-commentator here. Oh no, the old man's dead. We don't even know what happened. Oh wait, Ganon did it.
Oh god.
Suddenly, level 9 is in the old man's house. That's a strange occurrence. So the Ganon fight works very similar to Zelda 1, except that Ganon in this version can be damaged by sword beams. So what we do in this situation is we throw a sword beam out right before we trigger the cutscene of Ganon spawning, and bam, we get a free hit on Ganon. Can't even do anything about it, he's just powerless. Now it's just guessing where Ganon's gonna be.
I will say, by the way, thank goodness that we actually have like infinite sword beams for this fight, because if you didn't, the fight does not work the same way as in Zelda 1, where like his patterns are like super predictable if you do the fight enough. Yeah, here they're like just nice fight.
That was a very scary.
They're not nearly as predictable.
Yeah, so
in BS Zelda.
In Zelda 1, Ganon moves, like whenever you damage, Ganon either moves to the bottom left or the bottom right side of the screen, and each teleport that Ganon does moves on a 4 pixel window or something like that, or a 4 tile window. In this one, Ganon just moves where he pleases. But we do have time coming up as soon as we exit the cave here, and time.
GG.
GG's.
Nice run.
But yeah, there's like a very soft spot in my heart for this game, and it's very fun. I've always liked Zelda 1 until I started speedrunning it, and then I just then you just absolutely hate the game. But no, this game it gives Zelda 1 like a breath of life, and it just makes the game feel like a lot more comfortable to play with, like how they've improved the grid system, the drop table, stuff like that, where they removed a lot of the like RNG as far as like drops go. There's not many runners of this game, and I would love to have more runners of this game. The world record is literally free. Come bot me. Seriously, come bot me. No, but I'm in the process of typing up a guide, like an actual guide that's like legible and not like chicken scratch that I sent to Tej. So I will be posting it to the speedruns, the SRC page. But yeah, this is a very fun run. It's very easy to pick up. It's very forgiving. It's not as reset heavy. But yeah, literally world record is free. Come bot me.
And you actually do the dungeons like almost in order.
Almost.
So that's a well, a plus or a minus depending on how you look at it.
7 comes before, or 8 becomes 4 7, right?
Yeah, that's why I said almost in order.
I don't know. I forgot how to count.
It was close enough. It's close enough to in order.
Close.
We can almost count correctly.
Almost.
We can almost count.
But yeah, this was BS Legend of Zelda. If you are interested in learning this run, send me a message on Discord. I am more than happy to go over stuff with you, and explain how the game works, and if you're interested in running it, I can get you started. Yeah, thank you, Feasel and SpeedGaming. SpeedGaming, yeah, I'm right there. SpeedGaming for just allowing me to showcase this, and then shout outs to TGH for waking up maybe 20 minutes ago and commentating this run with me.
Also, shout outs to Ice's internet for delaying this run pretty much a full day.
Oh yeah, it was pretty fantastic.
Even more than a full day. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm happy to be here for sure. And GG's to Ice, and thanks everyone watching. Thanks for putting on this event.
Thank you. Hope everybody has a wonderful night.